everybody, this is Carl Wise. I'm taking a class at St. Petersburg College called Young Children with Special Needs, Birth to Age 8 with Dr. Jennings. This video is entitled Birds Have Beaks or Bills, and it's all about universal design for learning in the classroom in the setting of a specific learning center. So first of all, what is UDL? So what is Universal Design for Learning, or UDL? Well, UDL provides guiding principles to facilitate methods of instruction that are designed to meet the needs of all students in a diverse classroom. UDL concepts are designed into a lesson during the planning stages, just like when the blueprints of a building are being created. Accessibility standards like accessible bathrooms and ramps are designed in at that stage. You don't want to do this stuff afterwards or add these principles afterwards, or you can, but with additional expense. If you do it during the planning stages, it comes more naturally. So teachers are encouraged when they're writing their lesson plans to really think about and consider the needs of the various students in their class and try to design a lesson that meets their needs. Universal Design for Learning does this by taking three main principles into consideration. First of all, UDL defines multiple means of engagement, or getting the students involved or hooked into the lesson. And it calls for multiple means of representation. As the teacher gives the lesson, there needs to be multiple means of representing the information to the student. And finally, it calls for students to be able to relate what they know through multiple means of expression. The principles of UDL are not only designed to provide paths to reach all of the students in the classroom, it's also designed to enhance the educational experience for all of the students. You know, all students may have each student will have a primary way that they like to learn, like through sight or through hearing. But when a teacher uses all five senses, then really the educational experience is enhanced and students remember lessons better when they receive it through multiple senses. Center exhibited in this video utilizes Universal Design for Learning with an emphasis on the inclusive classroom for the visually impaired. You know, it's been estimated that about 81% of teachers' presentations involve sight. So for a visually impaired student, you have to really consider how to reach out to them, because if that holds true, then about 80% of the lesson in a typical classroom a blind student wouldn't even get. So this lesson is trying to reach them through the principles of UDL. This lesson is a science instruction lesson related to birds and how they use their beaks or bills to survive. So some considerations that I put into my learning center were technology. Technology, the way it has advanced in recent years, provides a lot of tools for the blind and visually impaired, like screen reading software. This is software that allows the computer to speak as a blind person manipulates the screens. And something that can be added onto a computer is something called a Braille display, which allows a blind person to actually interface with the computer through Braille. So that provides types of literacy tools. And other things to consider in a learning center is free and clear pathways, walkways. A blind student will trip over things that are left in the aisle, or an open cabinet door or an open door can be a real hazard to a blind person. So those are considerations in the classroom. In this particular learning center, I use things like wave files to provide audio enhancements to the lesson. Also physical manipulatives, which allow the students to learn through touch and physical activity. So for this lesson, first of all, I started out by discussing the content. I asked questions regarding students' personal experience, and that allows the students to kind of engage in the lesson in their own way. Then I played sounds of ducks and woodpeckers and showed them pictures so that they could talk and discuss about the beaks and the bills and how they performed to help the bird survive. I passed around a duck decoy and had the students feel it and touch it and talk about what they were experiencing. And then to demonstrate their knowledge, I had the students use modeling clay to create the beaks or the bills And that really allowed them to engage and kind of feel what they were doing, and to really think about how beaks and bills help the bird to survive. Then, for assessing the understanding of the lesson, students had a chance to demonstrate what they knew, again through touch and discussion. I placed their models in brown paper bags, and then during group time I would call a student up and have a student reach into the bag, fill the model, and guess, first of all, whether it was a woodpecker or whether it was a woodpecker's beak or a duck's beak. And then once they had guessed it correctly, I asked them why they picked that particular bird, and kind of drill a little bit more into what they knew about it by asking them questions. And that's how that Learning Center came together to use UDL principles to help every student in the classroom learn the content.